It's just a very weird experience. But, you know, I wanted to try it. I tried it. Now I know I don't need to really go and do it again. I've been working hard on this haul video for you, and it turns out I just saved too much good stuff to fit into one video. So I'm going to split this up into two different videos and do a part 1 and a part 2. So without further ado, here's the first part of my first haul video. Hey, welcome to my very first thrift haul video. This is certainly not my first thrift haul, but it is the first video that I am doing for YouTube. Hopefully you've been following along with me on Instagram for a while now, and I've been posting all of my various thrifting adventures and estate sale trips and all kinds of things like that. But maybe you're brand new and you've not seen me there before. You can also go over and check that stuff out. There is some older stuff on my Instagram stories and things like that. So if you're new, you can catch up, and if you've been following along, this is a new format for you. So welcome everybody. So basically, I'm just going to go through and talk about the things that I've gotten in the last couple of days from the thrift store and from estate sales. I will go through and pull things out and tell you where I got them and a little bit about them if I can. All right, so some of the things that I got, most of the things that I got with the intention of reselling them. While I have been doing vintage shopping for a very long time for myself and dabbling a little bit in resale, I have recently rented out a booth at an antique mall, and I'm working on filling that. So the majority of the stuff that I'm going to go through today is for resale. But there's no way that I'm going to be coming out of these places without something for me most of the time. That's just how it's going to go. So this piece I got at an estate sale for myself. I think it'll go really nicely in my house and go with my glass collection. It is a pedestal base, kind of a candy dish. I don't know too much about it, but it is a really fun piece. So this was at an estate sale. There wasn't much of a description and there were not many pictures, but the headline for the sale said Grandma's house, so I knew that I needed to go. And I'm glad that I took the risk to go because I found a lot of really nice stuff. And the people running the sale were really great too. Alright, so let's go to the next thing. This is one of my favorite things that I got at the sales that I went to yesterday. This was from the Grandma's house estate sale, and there really wasn't anything else that was like this. There wasn't comic book stuff or a lot of kids stuff even really. But this is a Milton Bradley game from 1966. And even though the box is very damaged and taped back together, everything inside is complete and in very good condition. So I'll go through and show that a little bit. The game board is in really fantastic shape. It almost looks like it's never been played. It's in such good condition. And then inside you have the same graphic from the front of the box. And that is just in amazing condition as well. These are the little cards that the players get, and your goal is to be the first person to get all of the captives. So you have the little villains which go on the board, and you have these cute little Batmobiles that go around the board, and you have these little pedestrians, or I don't know if they refer to them as pedestrians or if they are citizens. I'll have to double check. That's not where the rules are on the back of the board here. But, yeah, you've got the villains, pedestrians, yeah, that's what they call them. So they're really cute. There's all these different colors, and there's little wood pieces, and it's just really fun. The colors are amazing, the graphics are fantastic, and it's Batman, and Batman is superhero number one in this house. So I definitely bought this for us to keep, and I do intend to play it. So this is a super fun one. If you can't tell, I'm just very excited about it. It's really funny that somebody did math problems there's like all these math problems in pencil on here. I don't know. Use whatever you have, I guess. But yeah, this one's really cool. All right, and then now we have this Pyrex. I don't always know names of Pyrex. I'm not an expert on that. I'm more into the jadeite. I do collect some Pyrex. Basically, if it's a cute pattern that I like, then I will collect it for myself, but I'm not out to try to get a large collection. So this is one that I bought for resale, and it is the Americana, I believe, is the pattern. So it is like a light brown with gold images on it. You got like corn, eagle, cat, lamp, coffee grinder, that kind of stuff. It's very fun. But it has the lid, it's complete, it's not chipped, it's in very good condition, it hasn't been dishwashered to death. So this was from not the grandma's house estate sale, but a different estate sale that I went to. We'll just call that the second estate sale of the day yesterday. I did get this piece as well as another Pyrex piece. Alright, so I got this piece as well at that sale, and then a mug that is similar. Alright. So this is actually a Fire King mug, but it kind of goes along with the Pyrex. It's one of those things that usually if you collect one, you also collect the other. So this is a Fire King mug that's in amazing condition as well. No dishwasher damage, no scratches or chips or anything like that. So that's a really cool one. And then this one, I don't know what it's called, and I don't know if it's supposed to have a lid. I assume that they're all supposed to have a lid unless it's a mixing bowl. Like I said, I'm not super knowledgeable about Pyrex. But anyway, it is a fun color. This one is a little bit dirtier. You know, it needs some scrubbing, but it doesn't have damage. It just has dirt and food stuff. I mean, these were used for food, so sometimes they have food residue. And if you're baking something, if you've ever cooked anything, especially if you're baking something, stuff gets baked on and you can't always get it off. So there is some stuff that's kind of just gone into all the little crevices. But it's obviously it could come back from that. So something I didn't really talk about yet is pricing. When you go to estate sales, sometimes things will have prices. A lot of the time, you're just going to be buying stuff and they'll give you a price for the whole bundle of things that you're buying. Obviously, at the thrift store, there's always going to be a price tag on something. So with this stuff, a lot of it, you know, I have a mix. Some stuff has prices, some stuff didn't have prices. So I'm not entirely sure what I spent on some things. You just kind of have to go off of the amount you're paying for what you're getting and if you're getting a good deal for it. And it can be a little challenging, but especially when you're not buying it for yourself. If you're just buying it for yourself, you can say like, oh yeah, this is worth me paying that. When you are trying to buy stuff to resell, you have to make sure that you are giving yourself enough room to make money off of it. So the things that I'm going to be reselling, for the most part, they are going to go to my booth at the Midway Antique Mall. But there are some things that probably won't fit in very well with my booth, or that are just makes more sense to list online. So there are a few things that I will be doing that with. This is one of those little travel cups. It just collapses and pops right back up. It's just a handy little thing that you can throw in your bag when you go on a trip or you're traveling or whatever. They still make these. This is something that you can still buy new for like camping or picnics or just the novelty of it. But this is a really fun old one. It's just got a cool kind of swirly milky plastic. And then the top has this silver foiled design that's kind of atomic looking, crisscrossing and got little starbursts in it. So that's really cute. All right. And then I love little itty bitty things. So I got this little deer. He just has a very sweet face, and I always love the deer. He has, it does look like his leg was broken at some point. So he might not be a great resale candidate. I don't know. We'll see. He's still very cute and sweet. But this is ceramic. And I do think I got a little one that kind of goes with him at that same sale. It's around here somewhere. And then I also got this rabbit. Alright, so these two were from the Grandma's House sale. I don't know that they really go together or came together because they do seem like they are slightly different woods, but they were sold together, so I got those. I usually see glass grapes. I don't really see wooden grapes very much. So I thought that was kind of fun. I actually found a lot of wooden things, especially carved fruit, over the course of the day at the two sales, and I think I may have some things from the thrift stores as well, or I may be confusing them with some stuff that I got also recently. But I believe you're going to see some more of this type of stuff in this video. This is a little two-sided candy dish with a handle in the middle. It does need to be tightened up, but it is a cool dish. It does have, I think it's over here, yeah, it does have one small chip. You could easily fill that in with like a little paint or marker, but this kind of pottery is very popular with like drips or swirls or things like that. So this is a fun one. Also at that same sale, I got this wooden hanger. These are just kind of a fun thing, especially if you do anything with vintage clothing. It's fun to have vintage hangers for your vintage clothes. You could always put an apron or something on it and hang it up, but it is a dry cleaning hanger. Yeah. Okay, like I said, more wooden carved things. This is a leaf bowl sections in it, and let's see if it has. We've got an original price tag, Liberty House of Hawaii. It is numbered by hand, made in the Philippines, and it has a label that says Hawaii Hardwoods, Honolulu, Hawaii, House of Quality Monkey Pod. So this kind of stuff like teak and monkey pod, carved stuff is, like I said, very popular. It's very iconic mid-century decor. So this one has a ton of fruit. You could always, I'm not sure, I might put the fruit separately and have the bowl, sell the bowl separate of the fruit. I don't know that it originally all came together. It's hard to say because I'm not an expert on this kind of stuff, but I will look it up and see if they're usually sold together or separately. But it might be nice if you just wanted the fruit and to put in a different kind of bowl to be able to buy that by itself. But we'll see. I will do more research on that. The Tupperware Cups. These are super fun. A lot of people collect Tupperware. These definitely need to be cleaned because they are a bit dusty, but they seem to be in good shape. Otherwise, it's fun variety of color. And they're great because they're plastic, so you can use these for parties, picnics, outdoor stuff, or just put them on a shelf because they look really cute and will look nice with your Tupperware collection. But yeah, these are really cool. You probably remember seeing these somewhere at someone's house sometime or using them when you were a kid. These are a very common household staple. Alright, next we have these two, which look very cute together because they are about the same color. So this is a deer planter. He's very funky because he has the red marks on his face, and then he's turquoise. But yes, it is a planter, and it looks like it was probably used for plants at some time. It still has a little dirt residue in there, but he's pretty big. and really solid. Doesn't look like he's ever been broken, and he doesn't have any chips on him. This is a very cool one. I will sell him, but I will be sad to see him go. And then this little guy, let's see if I can read this. It does say California, USA, 217, but what does this say? Oh, artistic. That's what it says. It's got some weird swirling marks on here. Yeah, I think it says artistic. You probably will not be able to see this, but it is California, which is fantastic. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. It may have been used for a plant at some point. It is very dirty, but it's a super cool shape, really nice color. California pottery is very nice, very desirable. So it's just a nice little piece. All right, so more from the grandma's house sale. Maybe the night before the sale, they added just a couple of pictures, and one of them had just piles of Pyrex. So I thought, oh, okay, this is definitely gonna have some cool stuff. Unfortunately, the majority of the Pyrex that was at that sale was very worn, very dishwashered, scratched, faded, chipped, not great condition. There were some good pieces, however. I bought this pink covered dish for myself because it's pink and it's so cute. I have a yellow one like this. I just really like it. I like the color a lot, and like I said, I don't collect a lot of this stuff, but I do have some that are patterns and colors that I really like or that go with my stuff. This lid does not have any chips on the corners or on the outside. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. It does have one little chip, but it's not super noticeable. The inside is a lot more chipped up. But the dish itself is pretty good. The lids there were the biggest issue, I think. Well, I guess not the biggest issue. It was kind of all over the place. Just a lot of really bad damage issues. But they had a stack of the refrigerator dish lids, and I grabbed the only one that I could find that was like not totally chipped up. It does not appear that this really has any damage to it. And I do have some refrigerator dishes that are missing a lid, so this will be good for my collection to kind of complete things. And then I also got this little trivet hot pad. It's one of those decorative ones that you could hang on your wall if you wanted to, but it does have the feet on the bottom. It's missing one little rubber thing. But the other day I did get this Crater Lake mug, same image, which is already at my booth at Midway. But I will get this priced and taken over there when I can, and that will be a really nice set to have together. This is a drink caddy. It did not have the original glasses that went with it. There was a set of glassware that I almost bought, but it was a little too high priced to do resale, so I ended up putting it back. But that set had 10 glasses, and this is for 8 glasses, so I don't believe that it was for it, although I think they probably would have fit. So these are really fun. They're great for, I could do a lot of things with this. I could keep this and put some of my own glassware in it. I could use it as a display piece to put glassware in to sell it. I could sell it by itself. There's a lot of options for this. It is a really cool one, a really cool shape. It's got interesting little feet and this fun handle. I just like drink caddies in general, and I don't have any. But I'm not sure that this really will work for any of the glassware that I have. It certainly isn't the one that I'm looking for. I do have the Dorothy Thorpe roly-poly glasses with the silver band. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch Mad Men, first season, Don Draper's office, the barware that he has. I have those glasses. I don't have a caddy for them, and I would really like one so that I could display them, but this is not a caddy for roly-poly glasses. Alright, so this is one that I picked up at Goodwill. I have just started going to the Goodwills here. I'm used to the Goodwills in Illinois, in the area in Illinois that I was in the northwest Chicago suburbs. I had a lot of very good Goodwills, very good prices, very good items. I have not been very impressed so far with the way the Goodwills are here. Goodwill as a chain does things very differently by region. So even when I was living in Illinois, if I was shopping at one group of Goodwills that were all part of the same district, but then went to a different district, they might price things differently. They might do the store layout differently, do different sales. It's kind of strange since they're all the same chain, but that is something to keep in mind if you're traveling and going to thrift stores, or if you're just starting to go to thrift stores. They do things differently, so don't be surprised. I don't like the way that they price things. Not just the amount of the prices, but they write on things, and it is like a wipe off, like a grease pencil or something like that. But it doesn't come off of all surfaces. It's very hard to read because it's all handwritten. My Goodwills back home all had the same sticker system. They were color-coded stickers. They would do sales by color. They are still doing colors because they will do the color of the ink, but it's very confusing. It's not a great system, and that is how all of the Goodwills in my area operate. They also sometimes do stickers on some things. The prices are just very silly. They don't really make sense. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to them. It's a little disappointing, but it could also be because of the current situation. You know, the stores were closed for a long time. Many of the donation sites are still closed. They're trying to figure stuff out. So, you know, I'm going to give it time and keep trying, but I definitely prefer estate sale shopping. And the smaller thrift stores haven't really opened up too much around here, so I am looking forward to checking those out. We'll see how it goes. But this is just a nice little piece, and it was reasonably priced, so I picked it up. I do have a similar green vase that has hand-painted flowers on it that's at my booth right now, so I think that this will look really cute with it, even though it doesn't have any hand painting. With any kind of collection, most of the time, if you just get a few of something together, it looks really nice. Alright, well, let's talk about the Goodwill outlet, otherwise known as the Goodwill bins. You've probably heard a little bit about these before. I am not a fan. I do think that they're probably better some places than others, but the one that I went to was not impressive. So let's talk about what it is. The Goodwill outlet is very different from a Goodwill store. The outlet is a bunch of bins of random stuff, and you dig through it, you put your pile together, and some items do have set pricing, but most of them are going to be weighed and charged by the pound. So glassware will have a per pound. At mine it's glassware, and then anything else has the per pound price, and then there's a list of other items that are individually priced, like books. You know, most of the books, it was like, 15 cents, 10 cents, things like that. Everyone is in different areas are going to have different pricing structure, which is confusing. There are definitely deals to be had when you are purchasing things in bulk by weight. But to me, it really felt like I was dumpster diving and then paying someone to let me take the things home. People were kind of getting in fights and being very territorial, and they don't have enough carts for all the customers, so when people go early in the day, they get carts and then they just hang around because they bring bins out constantly. So it's tough to have anything to carry your stuff unless you go early in the day. So I found a plastic container and just carried that around, but I was also carrying this guy around, and that was really heavy, so I would have liked to have a cart. That probably would have made my experience a lot more positive. nevertheless, I did come home with some things. So we're going to talk about that a little bit now. Well, let's start with this guy because he's huge. This is an oscilloscope. I don't know a ton about them. It's more for my husband. But basically when it's on, there is a little line that we'll show here, and it when sound is being input, it will show you the waveform. I hope I'm saying this right. It's like a visual representation of the sound that's coming through it, and there's all these different knobs that you can adjust. I clearly don't really know what I'm talking about, but it is a cool piece, and this was $7. This was one of those things that was like a set price, kind of. I don't know. I'm glad they didn't charge me by the weight because this is very heavy, but I think some electronics items they have priced. She was just kind of like looking at it, trying to figure out what it was. So I think this was about what they categorize for, like stereo receivers and things like that. I think are in the $7 range at mine. So that was a good deal. The rest of the stuff that I bought was all measured by weight. So I did get some various things. There were a lot of puzzles that were still in the shrink wrap, and most of them were newer. This is actually it's right here. This is from 1968. And I have bought puzzles like this before. I take the state puzzle pieces and I turn them into magnets, which have been very popular. They're really fun. I love having those around. But this one's still in the shrink wrap, so I think that I'll probably sell it as is because that's a really fun piece. It has great graphics, and I already have a lot of the state magnets that I haven't sold yet, so I don't really need the parts. It's kind of more fun to do that when it's like an incomplete puzzle or, it's loose, not brand new. But this is such a fun one, and I don't know why it was with a bunch of like Disney and SpongeBob new puzzles. I don't know. It was very strange, but it's a cool find. This is a little covered in wax because these two little things down here, these are actually candles to warm your food, and this just swings out of the way so that you can light those and then put it back down. But it is a caddy for like a little casserole dish. This is something that goes along with the Pyrex dishes and similar. So these are definitely collectible. This one is a little rough, but it was in the bins and I wasn't going to leave it there. So I might see what I can do to clean it up a little bit, but this will definitely be going in my booth. We'll see if any of the Pyrex I've gotten recently fit in here. I don't know that they will. But these are great display pieces and great for just using. I probably would feel a little nervous putting my actual nice dish in here and having this lit on the bottom. But you could still serve it and have it hold it, and then you wouldn't damage your table and it'd be nice for serving. You don't have to use the candles on the bottom, but it's just a fun piece. If you saw on my Instagram stories recently, I don't remember exactly when it was, there was a whole situation with birds at my house. So I saw this new in the box and I grabbed it just in case. These are those little spiky strips that you put in places so the birds don't land there or nest there. I do enjoy watching the birds. I don't want them to make nests on my house. They can nest in my yard and that's fine, but I don't want them like right in my space. So we had a couple of birds. I'm looking out the window because I can see exactly where it was, and we have cardboard stuffed there right now, so this would definitely be an improvement. But we had a couple birds coming and trying to nest in the awning of our porch, They were very cute and fun to watch, but they were very determined and hard to get rid of. So I got these just in case that happens again. We have a lot of birds in the area. And like I said, I like them. They can hang around the yard, but I don't want them actually in or on the house. So may have to use these sometime. We'll see. Also at the bins, I was able to find a paint by number. Now, it does have some damage. It's got a lot of scratches to it. But otherwise, it's not terrible. It's the actual craftsmanship of it is okay. It's just the wear on it. And I do really wonder if it was in this kind of condition before it was put in the bins, or if this is all damage that's just sustained from that. Because, I mean, it's just all stuff getting piled on top of it and people digging through and shuffling it around. So that could be damage that unfortunately happened after it was donated, but it also could have been before, because it's a paint by number, so it is an older piece, and you know, probably was in storage for a while, but it's a nice one, and I will probably keep it for my collection. I don't know that I could really sell it in its current state with all the damage. I mean, it would sell, but I don't know if I would want to have it out. So we'll see. It will probably stay with me. But it was kind of cool to find a paint by number in there. You know, I went in thinking, oh, I wonder if I'd find one, but I did. So even though I found some cool things, I still, it just wasn't a great experience. I did grab, let's see, I'm just pulling this stuff straight out of the bag. I haven't unpacked anything yet because I was waiting to show you guys. So this is another one of those wooden bowls. It is in a lot worse condition than most of the other ones that I picked up, but it is, you know, has potential to get cleaned up and refreshed. They're just really cool, so I didn't really want to leave that behind. And this being my first experience with them weighing things and the pricing and everything, I was just kind of taking a chance, you know, so I grabbed a lot of stuff just to kind of see what it would come out to and what, you know, just for the experience. I spent, I think it was somewhere around $18 total at the bins. There's a couple more things I'm going to show, and then I think there's something that's not in here. This is just one of those things that you tie around your luggage. Has like a little spot in it for you to put your information. I'm covering it up because somebody left their actual information in here, with their name and address and phone number. So I will remove that, but it's cute. It's a little rainbow strap. Okay. So I did get several sets of these teacups and saucers from the bins. Now, I don't know a lot about this brand, or I'm not an expert on China in the first place. I do more of the glassware stuff. So I kind of tend to stay away from things like this unless it's something more like a souvenir or like a very clearly mid-century pattern. This was kind of throwing me, because from the design of it, it could be from a lot of different time periods. I was not really sure when this is from. The image of the brand is very retro looking. It says Sango Japan, and it has the patent number on it. So I was not really sure. I tried to look it up a little bit online, and every listing I found that had this pattern said vintage, but did not say when it was from. And, you know, just because somebody says it's vintage doesn't mean that it actually is. So I'm really not sure on this one. And they are pretty dirty. They need to be cleaned up. And I just don't know. They're a cool pattern. We'll see if they clean up. if you know something about this pattern or this brand and you want to share with me, please let me know, because I would love to learn. I will keep trying to do some research on it. It is a cool pattern, and it's very cool that the saucer is oval shaped. I don't see that a lot. But I probably got about 6 sets, I think. And they're all in great condition except for being dirty. There's no chips or scratches. They were in a box in newspaper, and the newspaper itself was dated 2005, so they've been wrapped up for quite some time. Obviously 2005 is not vintage yet. It's probably pretty close. But they were well protected, and they've been packed up for a long time. So they're not a super recent piece, but still, they may not be vintage. I will find out. However, the glassware was, I think, 54 cents a pound or something like that. So for the 6 sets of cups and saucers, and then this glass item as well, it was somewhere around $1. It was not very much. So of course I'm going to take the chance. They seem like they're nice things. This, I would imagine, had a lid at some point, but you know, it's in pretty good shape, and for those prices, why not go for it, you know? So we'll see what comes of that. That is everything from the bins, except I think a pair of sweatpants that I bought that are in the laundry. So like I said, all of that stuff from the bins was about $18. Thanks so much for sticking around for the first half of the first haul video. The second half is coming real soon, so stay tuned. Thank you.